So last time in Planescape Torment, we went into a mausoleum, took down a necromancer, and now we headed here to look for a potential shopkeeper to sell our inventory because we're giga full. But my hope here to sell my stuff on the barkeeper have been unfortunate. He doesn't want to sell or buy stuff. So we're gonna start talking to the other NPCs, see what they have to say. Elias! You see a trim, muscular man dressed in clothing that is comparatively drab. I don't know what that word means, drab. Any translators? And mundane compared to most of the outfits you've seen in the city. He carries himself with an air of supercilious, what are these words, man? I don't know what that means either. Arrogance. He also looks dramatically out of place here. What do you want? Who are you? I am Elias, warrior of renown. Surely you have heard of me. No. Can it truly be? Can it truly be that none in this town have heard of me or my exploits? Alas, I shall have to prove myself all over again. And here I had thought my fame had spread across the world. What world are you from? I came from the city of Aliburn on the river Tame. Surely you have heard of its glorious and wonders. No matter. This place is benight and ignorant when it comes to the splendors of true cities. I'm told that my land is what is called a prime by the denizens of this city. Though a prime of what? I don't know. How you get here? I was chasing my old foe, the villainous life shade Tyr Tanalo. He pauses, waiting for acknowledgement, and then continues. He conjured his demonic magic and opened himself a doorway and hurled himself through it. Before he could flee me entirely, I threw myself after him and found myself here. I get you're one of the clueless? He bristles, reddening, and his clan clutches convulsively around the hilt of his sword. Clueless, is it? I take offense to your words, Sirah, and bid you farewell in the hopes that we should never cross paths again. He turns away from you, still flushed with pride and rage. I just wanted to ask you some other questions. He sighs heavily and eyes you with disdain. Then be on with it! Scarred one! Ask and be done! Who are the patrons of this tower? The only person I know here is Ebder. I'm new to this place, and I do not make it my business to meddle in the affairs of others. Did you have any further questions for me? Or may I continue to enjoy my solitude? What can you tell me about this place? This is a tavern, one of the familiar sights of home. At least it would be were if not for the fiendlings in the corner and the endless strangeness that parades before my eyes. I find that at least there is some humanity in this place for which I am grateful. You're a prime, aren't you? If you mean that I am from the true world by that, then yes, I am a prime. I'm a warrior of some small renown there. And when I may not know all the loopholes of the new land, neither would I call myself clueless, as some of the local varlets around here have done. Very well. The Prime looks at you disgustedly. What do you want? The way he accents the pronoun is almost infuriating and definitely insulting. Relax, I just wanted to ask you some questions. From your attitude, it appears to me that you need nothing further from me, and it would please me greatly if you would not trouble my presence with yours. Good day. He turns swiftly away from you. Look, I apologize for what I said to you before. I just need some questions answered. You have said what you have said, and I have taken it to heart. Yet never let it be said that I am entirely rigid. What would you ask of me? I'm looking for a journal. Have you seen it recently? A journal? Where would I have seen that? When am I new to this place? How would you expect me to remember a journal? Not only are you insulting and offensive, it appears you're stupid as well. Let's just call it even on the insults now, shall we? Call it even? Not until you apologize, villain. He looks like he's just spoiling for a fight, or shall I provoke you more? Very well, then I apologize. Then I suppose, as a point of honor, I must accept your apology. Very well. In return, I offer my apology as well. Let us set the matter aside and speak of it no more. Have you heard of a collector named Farod? Farod? Collector? These are names and terms unfamiliar to me. But if I should hear them mentioned in any other context, I shall certainly remember your face. Indeed, I cannot forget it. Thank you. Ebb Creekness. You see a slightly stooped old man with a full grey beard and a lion's mane of grey hair. He wears a couple of shoulder guards as armor, and he keeps a helmet nearby. He smokes a pipe and carries a pouch of tobacco around the waist. He looks pretty strong, but he's a little plump and also appears to have some sort of breathing trouble. Well now, aren't you a side lad? Never have I seen so many scars blackening a fella. Like a scar cloak you're wearing. Where you been? Hanging out in the grain thresher? He laughs. Oh, I'm just jesting with you. Lad, no offense, man, and I hope no offense taken. I'm Ebb. He extends his hand. Greetings, Ebb. His handshake is firm. Now I hereby tender my apologies for the unfair jesting, lad. Hope no hard feelings. Can I buy you a tankard or two or something to smooth any ruffled feathers? Why not? As the spirit, lad. By the moment. He raises to his feet and heads to the bar. After a moment, he returns to his seat with a pair of tankards. Here you go, lad. Drink up. He takes a massive swallow from his own tankard, puffs on his pipes, and says, what can old Ebb do for you on this fine seagull day? Had some questions. Oh, well, I got that just to look at you. I mean, you don't look like you're from around this part, lad. You look a little too out of sorts to be a seasoned native. Ebb chuckles, then takes another drink. So what can I help you with, lad? You need to know the lay of the land? Ebb winks. Who are you? Ebb Creekness, third measure of the harmonium, now retired and being a tout with one's voice since I don't step as lightly as I might these past 2 or 3 decades. Hey, now lad, who be you and what trouble might you be in? Third measure of the harmonium? Ebb puffs up slightly in pride and gets a semi-stern look on his face. Aye? Third measure of the harmonium? He relaxes a little. Though, haven't served a tour of duty in many a decade. Pushing a quill wasn't quite up my alley. After all the fights and skirmishes I've been in. So I just bide my time, keeping tabs on things down here in the hive, and helping out a little where I can. And you looking like someone who might need a hand? Are you in some kind of trouble, lad? What fine skirmishes have you been in? Ebb rolls his eyes. More than I can remember, lad. Well, almost more than I can remember, leastwise. I did all too long tour in the Blood War. That infernal macabre war of lies on Terrace. Far too many years in the Black Century Wars. Centuries War. Ebb begins to tick off the wars on his fingers and count silently to himself. Eh? Then there was the Three Plains War and many others. I even took part in the Harmonium War of Liberation. Oh, towards the end there, I was also in the Sigil City Watch. Some could argue that was the most dangerous of them all. Ah! The mention of the Blood War feels like a cold dagger slipping into your heart. Tell me more of the Blood War. Ha! Obvious to your reaction. Aye, the Blood War. The most dangerous family field this side of the primordial soup. a mean-spirited mob of fiends on one side, a batch of warmonger fiends on the other. It's the war that creation sparked, and they've been digging into each other ever since. 2 cents of fiends wearing against each other, eh? Aye, the Tanari vicious killers who care for none but themselves, and the Batezu war machine, who for law and order until their infernal rules. Their whole mess spills out into other planes from time to time, and it's made the multiverse a less pleasant place to live. I see. Do you know someone named Farod? Farod! Eb frowns, takes the pipe from his mouth. Now, lad, will you be wanting with a burk like Farod? I think he stole some of my belongings. Ah, no doubt, lad, no doubt. Eb grumbles, chewing on his pipe. You have to chain up everything around that gasping little spider. He should have been one of the faded the way anything not chained down slips into his power. Don't kick him a yard or he'll take a league, eh? What do you know about him? Well, now I don't know everything there is to know about old Farod, but I know some of the dark surrounding him. If you're determined to track him down, the spider, and nail him to a wall, then I suppose I could spill some of the chant so you know what you're tangling with. He pauses to tamp his pipe. Farod dug his nest deep into Rackpicker Square not too long ago. Got a bunch of collectors and gangs together and started that what could almost consider a collecting faction. Be that as it may be. Where can I find him? Well, lad, if you're looking for Farod, which I would say is pretty balmy of you, you're a little off the beaten path. You want to be finding Rackpicker Square. Chant is that Farod setup he skipped somewhere in the square. Even an old fella like me, who has been around the ring a few times, don't know exactly where. I figure that Farod wants to keep the dark of his vocation dark. If you're bound and determined to find Farod, go to Rackpicker Square and try and dig up Farod's vocation from some of the locals. Try and be careful about it, since there's plenty in the square that would make a good harp out of you as soon as look at you. Tell me of Sigil and his environments. Eb laughs loudly. You don't think small, do you? If you want to know what's out of the city, go talk to Kendrian Ilborn over there. He's the traveler of this place. As for the rest of it, well, I can tell you of the lady, the dabbles, keys and portals, the way we keep track of time, the way the city is laid out. What's you wanted to know? Tell me how the lady. Well now, not many know much about her, lad. And I'm figuring even those know more than a little don't know too much more. She's a mystery. She is, and even you should run across her. Powers forbid. She's silent and deadly. She's not evil, far as I can tell. But she keeps the dark about herself and Sigil pretty tight. None has been able to penetrate it. And if they have, they've been maced. Mace, what do you mean? Aye, sometimes woods will be packed off to a place where they can do no harm. The lady see, she'll take a bit of Sigil and make a little dimensional pocket out of it. A maze. She places those that have crossed her in there and let them rot. Now, you can escape getting maced once the lady sets her gaze on you, lad. She'll get you eventually no matter how hard you try and dodge her. You'll be walking down an alley or about to step through a portal or take a left turn down a street you've gone many full times before, and suddenly you're someplace you don't recognize. Now mazes are an escape proof. There's always a way out of each one. A portal the lady places there. You just have to figure out where it is and how to use it. Tell me all the dabbles. Aye, those funny floating bloods that speak in symbols. Ha! Quite a piece of work, eh? The dabbles are kinda the lady's janitors and workmen, doing exactly what she wants. Make sure Sigil is running up to snuff. Patching walls, tearing down old buildings, building new ones, setting up portals, selling off others, and on and on. They're pretty neutral faring bunch, and you don't want to interfere with one or kill one. or you bring the ladies right down on you, right quick? Tell me of sigils time. The way we measure time in sigils by the brightness of the sky. See, we haven't gotten the sun and moon like most worlds. We just got this everlasting haze that brightens and darkens the regular cycles. What most folks call midnight, we call anti-peak. What they call noon, we call peak. See, it's based on the peak and anti-peak of the brightness. So when someone says something about 5 hours past peak, that's what they mean. Tell me about the city's layout. Well, let me wet my tongue. He takes a pull from his tankard. The city floats about an infinitely tall spire, the spire. It lies on its side like a discarded wagon wheel. But there is no spokes that connect it to the spire. It's divided into 6 wards, each of them with its own function. Right now, you're in the hive. I think the purpose of the hive is to be squalor to the rest of the city's grandeur. Ha! Factions, philosophical clubs, or gangs if you prefer. Divide up the running of the city between them. Squalor, what does that word mean? That sounds important. The state of being extremely dirty and unpleasant. Especially because of poverty or neglect.
Squalor.
Squalor. Were you in a faction? Abe raises his hand as if to stop you and laughs slightly. Oh, now, hold on, lad. I'm no has-been faction member, they say. And they're right. That when you're one of the Harmonium, you're a Harmonium for life. We're on the boards that try and make sure Sigil stays out of trouble. No rocking the spire, no folks getting too over-enthusiastic about hurting each other. Keeping the city down to a low roar. We try and keep the peace, lad, and most times we do a decent job. Tell me of keys and portals. Sigils call the city a doors for a reason, lad. There's portals everywhere. Portals are, well, like doors that lead across the multiverse. Except they don't look like doors. Instead, they can be any bounded space, window door, pothole, picture frame, barrel hoop, the spaces inside scaffolding, a wardrobe. Each could be a portal, waiting for just the right key to open it and take you someplace in the multiverse. Now keys. Aye, each portal has a key, you need to open it. Now while portals can be any bounded space, keys have more variety. They can be anything from a little rune you come when next to the portal, to a dancing jig, to being in the right mood, to have a piece of the place you want to go in your hand, and on and on. In my youth, I once convinced a girl that kissing a man beside it could open a portal to Arcadia. Turn out, I was right. And many trips to Arcadia did we have. Many portals probably have never been found. There's some you can uncover just by asking people and getting the right key. Finding out the dark of a portal is the toughest part. But I warn you, lad, portal hopping shouldn't be a pastime for a fella in your way. Nor should you be wandering single after dark neither. You do best to stick to the main ways in open peak and watch yourself. What other places can you recommend? Well, this is perhaps the best keep you could have wandered into from the start. Judging by your tattoos, you might be partial to having designs on your body, in which case there's the tattoo saloon, a little spa world from here. You want to stay away from the alley of dangerous angles, if you can. Ingress torched that place not long ago, and ever since a bunch of bad bloods have set up their kip in that street desert. Thanks, farewell, Web. Next. So we learn more about the War of Sigil. Supposedly, it's on a spire, and it's a wheel like that or something? Or like that? Something like that. Dakon. The man before you is old. His dry yellow skin has been Scars of one who has traveled everywhere and never rested long in one place. His pinched face is inhumanly angular. And his ears sweep out from his skull, tapering to points. He wears a wool-feeding orange tunic and a strange shimmering blade is strapped across his back. The blade looks to be a two-pronged glaive, made of some metal whose surface swirls like a film of oil on a pond. Damn. Greetings. The man turns to you, his eyes like polished coal. He stares through you and for a moment you wonder if he might be blind. The weapon suddenly turns a dead, flat black, mirroring the man's eyes. Are you alright?
Traveler.
He says nothing for a moment, merely searches your face with his eyes. Hell, traveler. His voice is quiet and somber like a wind whispering through the branches of a great tree. Hell.
Your eyes are the weight of one who has traveled far to be in this place.
You could say that. The man's gaze does not waver from yours. I am known as Dakon. The emphasis he places on the word no strikes you as odd, yet familiar at the same time. You are not known to me. I do not know myself. This is for the best. In knowing yourself, there would be little in the plains left worth knowing. He falls silent for a moment, still studying you with his coal black eyes. I would know why you have come to this city. I'm looking for answers. I have many questions. Speak your questions. I will hear you. Your features are unfamiliar to me. What are you? A Gitzerai. A Gitzerai? A Gitzerai is one of the people. One of the people? The beautiful people. A Gitzerai. Yes, but what are the Gitzerai exactly? Dakon is silent for a moment, then speaks. Our history does not need to be made known to you. We would bleed to death on Time's blade before I recite a fraction of the history of our people. I don't need to know your histories, but I would know of your people as they are now. Dakon is silent for a moment. No. This, and accept it as an answer. We are the people who make our home upon the shifting plane of limbo. With a deft motion, Dakon slips the blade from his back and holds it before him. Wait and see what happens. There, we mold the matter of limbo with our minds. We forge cities with our thoughts. As you watch a series of rippling waves of metal begin to roll forth from the center of the blade, the pitch and crest of the waves match the inflections of Dakon's voice. In its chaos we dwell. We only our knowing to preserve us. We are the Gitzerai. What is the blade you have? It moved, shifted in response to your voice. It is a Karak blade. It is an object that let others know the rank of the wielder. Karak. What does that mean? Darkon falls silent for a moment as he's searching for the correct words. In your tongue, the closest translation is chaos matter. The people may shape it with their thoughts. Shape it with their thoughts? Karak is not shaped by heat, but by knowing oneself. It is a mirror that reflects the will of the wielder on its surface and its edge. When one knows themselves, the blade is strong, harder and stronger than steel. When one does not know themselves, the blade is as water, formless and weak. What rank does the blade signify? The blade is a symbol carried by the Zert. A Zert is one who knows the words of Zertimon. In knowing the words of Zertimon, they know themselves. Zertimon? Zertimon founded a race. He knew the Gitzerai before they knew themselves. He defined the people. He gave them one mind. What is the blade made of again? Chaos matter, yes. I had some other questions. Can you tell me about the city? It is known by the name Sigil among the people. It is known as the city does not know itself. It does not know itself? What do you mean? The city exists, but it does not know itself. In not knowing itself, its existence is flawed. How is it flawed? The city exists in opposition to itself. It has set itself apart from the plains, yet it seeks to be everywhere at once. Its walls are doors, yet it keeps these doors locked. Such an existence tells of a thing that does not know itself. In not knowing itself, it is flawed. When you say the city is everywhere at once, what do you mean? The city itself is built from doors. These doors lead everywhere. Where are these doors? They're everywhere. Dakon falls silent for a moment. It is said that every bounded space within the city is a door that leads elsewhere. I don't understand. Imagine the door of the smoldering corpse bar. Remove the door. The frame remains. The space within the frame is still a door. But I walked through the door to get in here. It's just an open space. Many are the doors you never see. You may pass through them as if air and not know them for what they are. They're close to your sight and touch. Are there invisible doors everywhere in Sigil? It is said every bounded space in Sigil is a door. It is not known for certain. Doors move. Doors change. Doors disappear. All are walked. Walked? The doors remain as air until you have the key that opens them. When you have the key, the doors will make themselves known to you. How do you know what the key is? Every door has a different key. Some keys are known, others are not known. What are these keys? There are as many keys as there are doors. The keys are not always things of metal. The keys can be the clashing of two swords, a drop of blood drawn from the tongue of a dying man, the memory of a past love, or an angry curse hurried at the sky. When the key and the door match, the door reveals itself. Sounds like finding all these keys and doors can be difficult. Such a task has been attempted but never finished. As the city changes, the door change. Nothing known remains known for long. I see. You seem to place a special emphasis of knowing. What do you mean? All things, whether structure or flesh, their existence is defined by their knowing of themselves. And if a man does not know himself? When a mind does not know itself, it is flawed. When a mind is flawed, the man is flawed. When a man is flawed, that which he touches is flawed. That composes. It is said that what a flawed man sees, his hands make broken. Do you know yourself? Dakon falls silent. His coal black eyes stack on the same distance that you noticed when you first spoke. I ask again. Do you know yourself? When Dakon speaks again, his voice has changed. His words echo like a great stone drop into a chasm. It looks like he's forcing the words from his chest. It is not my will that you know this. It is not my will that you know this. Perhaps I was being too kind phrasing it as a question. Tell me. The words come out of Dakon slowly as if they're being carried one by one. It has come to pass that I do not know myself. Why? Dakon's voice dropped to a whisper like sand. I do not know why. I know it has happened, but I know not how, nor the when, nor how to know myself once more. That doesn't make any sense. Wasn't his sword very strong because he should know himself? Do you know of a man named Farod? I'm told he knows something about me. That one is not known to me. And what's the journal? Do you know where it might be? The location of such a thing is not known to me. Farewell then. As you turn to leave, the man speaks sharply, the first time you have heard his tone change since the conversation began. Halt! The man's voice levels out. The city is not known to you. I will travel your path with you. I accept an extra blade, be welcome.
Your path is mine.
Strangely enough, his voice seems distant and it echoes, as if he was speaking across a great distance. Very well, let's go. DM. I get Dakon as a companion.
Endure. I hear your words.
He's a fighter mage, DM. We got a caster now. And I could use his inventory. And it seems that all this time I didn't figure out that I can use Morty's inventory as well. Are you kidding me? Such a fail. Well, it is what it is. Can you use the spell scrolls? Also, what is your blade? Dakon, a Zerd blade. 2-9 slashing, +1 to armor class, +1 tackle, speed 7. Proficiency aged, usable only by Dakon. The chain blade. On the Gitzerais home plane, a limbo solid matter is something of a rarity. Limbo itself is a soapy mass of elements, and only through force of will can the Gitzerai shape these elements into stable matter. A substance called Karak is a material that can be shaped with the mind. Dakon's blade is composed of this substance. Through mental discipline alone, Dakon maintains the integrity of the blade. He can shape it slightly depending on his skill, adjusting its length, sharpness of the edge. Presumably, as he gains levels, he may be able to manipulate the blade in new ways. It is known whether all Gitzerai Zerd carry such weapons. Not known. Certainly a weapon that depends on the integrity of the wielder would be entrusted only to those who had learned to discipline themselves. This blade appears to have special religious significance for Dakon. Dakon has wound a series of parchments around the hilt of the blade. These appear to be mantras dedicated to Zertimon. Dim. The Unbroken Circle of Zertimon. Usable only by Dakon. The small round stone is the Unbroken Circle of Zertimon. The Unbroken Circle is a Zert religious text containing teachings of Zertimon, the founder of the Gitzerai people. The circle is made up of series of interlocking circles that hold out from one another. Interlocking circles that hold... depending on which branch the reader wishes to follow in the path of teachings, it is said that some Zerd spend years porting over the combinations of the plates looking for new significance in the teachings. Dakon seems to use the text as a means of focusing his spells casting abilities for the pores over the tablet, occasionally memorizing the words. This small round appears to be a religious text that Dakon carries. It is made up of... You can't figure out how to unlock the plates, however. Yeah, but it's in his inventory. I guess he needs to always use it. Whispering Flask invokes 8, +2 to strength, usable only by Gitzerai. This container holds a peculiar powder called Whispering Molds, a form of healing powder commonly used by Gitzerai on the plane of Limbo. When the stopper is pulled and the spice touches the skin of a wounded person, the spice travels through the injured person's body, generating raw matter to fill up the holes. In his physical form, normal has more Orage. In order for the spice to work, the user must concentrate on its healing effects. With a proper discipline and practice, Gitzerai can even heal the greatest of wounds. In addition to its curative properties, it is also the element in several of their rites of passage. It is believed that the spice also fills in the holes in the person's psyche, removing doubts. So invokes 8 is some type of healing, but it also gives +2 to strength. Do you have a spellbook? Dialogue, special ability. Mage spellbook. There we go. Level 1 spells. Memorized mage spells, non-mage spells. Reign of Anger. 40 feet instant. Area of effect 1 creature. No saving throws. Zertimon teachings allows the channeling of anger into screams of unerring missiles that quickly strike from those to oppose you. The spell summons a magical missile that strikes its target unerringly for 3 to 6 points of damage with no saving throw possible. In addition, the caster gains 1 extra missile every 2 levels for a total of 5 missiles at level 9. Sounds like magic missile. Submerge the Will. 10 feet range, duration 12 seconds per level. 1 creature. When the well is submerged, new strength is gained. The strength to endure and protect against adversity. With knowing the teachings of the third circle of Zertimon, come greater protection against all formal attacks. When cast, a magical orb of protective energy arises and protects the recipient from attacks from all directions. It bestows an AC 2 against all attacks and +1 to saving throws for 12 seconds per level. That's kinda cool. What else we have? Scripture of Steel. 180 feet. 30-second duration. Area of effect 50 feet. Saving throw none. One of the earliest teachings of Zertimon, this incantation reflects what knowing the flesh yields to steel achieves, bestowing a greater advantage to striking the strength to resist damage. Grants +1 to hit and +1 to saving throws to all creatures that are friendly to the caster in a 70 feet radius from the casting point. That sounds like a spell that I would like to have. I think I'll put it... Because we're playing like a hitting team. I think I will put it instead of the red. That probably means that I need to rest for this to take effect. Vilkuar's Eye. 45 feet plus 15 feet per level. One creature. Vilkuar's Eye is branded upon the one who is foolish enough to cross the caster. Vilkuar's short-sightedness becomes the target's vision, and soon the world is muddled and dark. If the target creature fails a saving throw at -1 penalty, the creature will be struck with blindness and suffer -4 penalty to its attack roll and +4 penalty to the target's AC. That's actually very good. I would like to have that as well. But I'm gonna change that when we rest, probably. Okay, what about the scrolls, though? Copy spell.
It is I.
That's in my spellbook now. Right? Oh, it's level 2 spell. Power of 1. Touch. 30 minutes per level. One person. And from Git, the warrior queen, came the knowing of oneself, and from the knowing came immense power. The spell increases the target's scan score by a certain number of points, or 10th of points above 18, which will still be qualified by race class restrictions. The spell cannot bestow a strength of 21 or greater. The bonus is as follows. 1d8 plus 1 for warrior. That's pretty good. In a 30-minute duration, I think I'll keep that one. Ice Knife. 50 feet instant. Dagger of Ice can be conjured not only strike the intended target, but can spirit cold as ice and water. This spell fires a magical ice dagger at the target. The caster must successfully hit with his normal missile attack roll. A successful kill costs 2 to 8 damage per dagger. When the ice knife strikes a solid object or a creature, the knife shatters, blissing a wave of numbling cold. All creatures within a 5 feet radius must make a successful saving throw. Versus paralyzation, or suffer 1 to 4 damage or cold damage and have a -2 penalty to their attack rolls. If the attack roll misses, the ice dagger will fall to the ground 2 feet past using the same trajectory than the original. The intended target, the ice dagger, will then remain on the ground for 2 seconds. If any creature touches the ice dagger during the time, it will immediately shatter and emit a cold wave as above. If not, then after the elapsed time, it will melt away. Finally, the caster gains 1 additional ice dagger for every 2 levels, for a maximum of 5 daggers. The subsequent daggers can be fired off by a subsequent click. That also sounds like a good spell to have. We cannot equip it at the moment. Scroll Chromatic Orb. 50 feet. Longer the debates about the spectrum of color in the multiverse, this blue is better than the yellow Piked Burk. Of course, white is the true color, and while in the end, many generally agree the color greatness is in the eye of the beholder, this spell establishes the fact that some colors are deadly and the others. This summons a large magical orb of color which can then be hurled at the target using the caster's normal attack roll +3. The color of the orb changes depending on the caster's level. Level 1 white, 1 to 4 damage, -1 attack, -4 saving throw, +4 AC, that's pretty good. Level 2 red, +2 damage, -1 strength and dexterity. Level 3 orange, to 8 damage, additional 1 to 4 points fire damage. Level 4 yellow, -4 attack, -4 save, +4 to AC. That sounds like a better white. Level 5 green, stun for 10 to 25 seconds. Pfft, that's insane. Level 6 turquoise, unconscious for 10 to 25 seconds. Level 7 blue, paralyzed for 30 to 100 seconds. Violet, damage paralyze. Special power petrification. Level 12 black, paralyze for 10 to 40 seconds. How is that better than level 7 though? Besides the more damage. So far it seems that this would be insane to get at level 5. I am a level...
I hear your words.
Level 3 fighter, level 3 mage. And the last scroll we have is Scroll of Strength. 60 minutes per level. Grants immense strength to the weak or greater strength to the strong. The spell cannot bestow a strength of 99. Wait, this is like the spell I have, but I have a better version of it.
In all things.
Strength of 1. I have a better Gitzerai version of this spell. Because it goes up to 21, it has a +1. So it would be pointless to learn this spell. We could keep it for another mage potentially. Or as an extra cast.
The flesh knows that it suffers, even when the mind does not.
Mortis bite speed 1. Alright. Anything else in the journal? Dakon is a Gitzerai, one of the tight-lip people of Limbo. Skin is yellow and line. He appears to be old, and the pain haunts his small black eyes. He carries a blade of strange metal. Game always has such nice ambience. Yeah, the ambience of this bar is actually pretty cool. I'm enjoying it. There is a burning man hovering in the air over at the grill of the smoldering corpse bar. The skin bubbles and chars and flames pour from his tormented eyes, yet his expression is far away, almost as if he were reveling in the flames. We haven't gotten to this guy yet. Black Abishai. As Abishai is one of the least forms of the Baatezu, a race of woeful fiends that seeks to impose cruel tyranny on the face of evil. A Black Abishai is the lowest of the Abishai, ranking below the green and the red forms. They're the infantrymen and skirmishers of the Blood War. They're malicious and compared to the rest of the Baatezu race, not terribly clever. Wasn't the Blood War also an event that happened in Baldur's Gate 3 where Karwak was a part of? The fight in hell between the two hellish forces. So it was between... In that case, it was between her devil, patron, I forgot her name, and someone else. I remember the Blood War personally from the General War, that it was between Tiamat and someone else. And Tiamat won, I think. Ep Crickness is the old Harmonium member who seems to be content enough to sit in the chair at the smoldering corpse and run his mouth off to whoever he'll listen to him. He's a phone of information if you can get past all the long-winded explanations. He did have some long explanation, okay. Mercy Killer. One of the most frightening factions of Seagull. The Mercy Killers, the Red Dead, are relentless in their pursuit of justice. They believe that without justice there can be no truth. They have appointed themselves the guardians and executioners of true justice across the multiverse. Their only redeeming grace is that they apply their justice to all things, including themselves, and do not enforce unjust laws. Their fanatic devotion is unwavering, but it can be used against them. Those people sound very righteous, damn dear. Explored everything. Next. What is a Killer Patron? You see a lad who barely looks a day over 18. His face seems to betray some tension. Help you, Cutter? Who are you? I'm Caleb. I'm a Mercy Killer. I'm here with Turner and Ilsidon to catch my first criminal. What can you tell me about the Mercy Killers? Well then, sorry, I have to get used to saying that now. Believe that justice is the most important thing in existence. I believe that without justice, there is no meaning, and without meaning, we might as well just go off and kill ourselves. I don't want to kill myself, so I decide justice is the meaning. If you want to know more, you ought to ask one of these other two or find one of our recruiters. They'll talk your ear off. I might go do that. Answer some questions for me first, will you? I'm looking for a journal. Have you seen one recently? A journal? No, sorry. I'm still new here, so I'm not all that connected yet. If I see one, I'll let you know. What are you doing? Well, seeing as I am the new mercy killer, I'm supposed to bring a criminal to justice. To show I can handle the field work, I decided I want to catch a killer, so we asked around and got told he was going to be here. Still haven't seen him though. I'm a little nervous. To tell the truth, if you excuse me, I really ought to get looking at the faces here again. He cranes his neck and looks around the bar. Just a few more questions, then I'll let you go. I'm looking for a collector goes by the name Farod. Would you happen to know where I can find him? Can't say I've heard of him. Is he a criminal? Maybe we'll pick him up later. My thanks for the tip-off, citizen. I just need to find him, not to get him killed. Can you answer? More of my questions. Who are your friends here? They're the people you're here to make sure I don't follow up this assignment. Turner's the other one. Elsidon's the one who's here on to make sure I do the job right and to give me support if I need it. He swallows noisily. I hope I won't. You'll be fine, I'm sure. What can you tell me about this place? This place is a smoldering corpse. I think they named it after the guy near the entry. It's a place where criminals and lowlifes hang out. Still, there's some cutters here who know what they're talking about. Some of them are those fiends. Though, and I don't like to deal with them. I feel like they're staring right at my soul. I understand. Farewell. Equix. You see a short, rotund man with a perplexed expression on his face. From the lines on his loose skin, it looks like he's not too uncommon. He carries a flag and a veil that looks like it's in the process of being emptied rapidly. In between swallows, he speaks in a gentle voice, so quiet that you can barely hear his words. Hello, traveler. My name is Yukix. Can I be of some assistance to you? Greetings. What did you want to know, my friend? Who exactly are you? I'm but a humble man with a slight folk cry, poetical bent, and a tendency towards the supernatural. I regret that I have none of my supplies here, or should I be most eager to teach you of the ways of power, perhaps some later time? Yes, I'd like that. For now, though, I have some questions. What can you tell me about this place? This place, the Smoldering Corpse Tavern, a fine establishment with a fine owner. Barkis is a true gentleman, and ambitious to increase his standing to boot. These, I feel, are the most useful qualities one can possess. What can you tell me of the patrons of this place? The patrons of this taverns are many and varied. I have spoken with most and find them delightful, with the exception of those creatures of law. He gestures towards the pair of Abishai sitting on the corner. Abishai. They taint the air with their presence, landing on unwholesome stench to an otherwise pleasant environment. I recommend speaking to Barkis. I understand he requires some aid with a trifling matter. Then we have the O character. I am still trying to understand him fully. It is quite an understanding, if I say so myself. Those are the folk of interest here. The other, well, perhaps I'm too discriminating. Why do you despise creatures of law? Ah, fine question, my friend. My upbringing has been on the chaotic side of the Great Ring. You may speak to Kandrian Eoborn, a Maisnomar if I ever heard one, of the plains. He fancied himself a great planeswalker. To return from the digression, I have lived many years with chaos and find it pleasantly agreeable. To me the taint of law, as in those creatures there, is reprehensible and tyrannical. If I'm to be crushed underfoot, I'd rather it be by an individual than a machine that knows nothing of emotion. Truth, I disagree. Elquix smiles totally, his fat cheeks barely moving. To each his own, I say. Did you have more questions? Who is the Burning Man? That? Ha! That is the last unfortunate who chose to exercise his individual will without the strength to back up his desires. His name is Ingress, and he was a pyromaniac. He burned and didn't burn the right people, and wound up channeling more raw power than he could control. Now you can see what become of him. If you wish to learn more of him, perhaps the poor creature Drusilla can help you. I see. Farewell. Let's talk to Ingress now. This crackling billowing creature twists slowly above an iron grill upon the floor on the bar. It may have once been human, but now its skin is charred beyond recognition. Streams of fire form a wreath around the creature's body, and the flames lick at the remaining pockets of flesh, causing them to bubble and run like wax down the creature's skeletal frame. Greetings. The thing makes no response. It rides slowly within the flames. It lives, but it does not seem aware of anything other than the fire that surrounds it. Its skin is flame, its heart is flame, and you know within some shadow corner of your memory that this thing is dangerous. Examine the creature. The heat surrounding the creature is incredible. To your surprise, the iron grill the creature floats above has sagged and bent from the heat. At first you thought the heat comes from the grill, but now you realize it emanates from the creature. As you watch, flecks of ash drift from the riding crops and float slowly to the ceiling. That's all I can do with it. These demons here, people told me to be careful with them. Adel Green. You see a scaled fiend who looks very similar to the one standing next to him, in addition to the pierced left ears. Both are black-hued and reptilian, with bat wings tucked against themselves. This one is missing a tooth on its right side.
Ah, tag it in,
it says.
Our old friend has returned to pay us a visit. So he has, Atelgrin, so he has. Yet his eyes do not gleam as once they did. What do you suppose brings him back to us? What does bring you back to us, friend?
Who are you?
Ah, Atelgrin. Time has robbed our companion's memory. You honestly do not recall us, do you? Truly I am aggrieved.
But...
As I am I, tag it in. Truly I agree with it. Yet I rest easy. It has after all been many hundreds of years, and we not know how minds of mortals tend to dissipate with age. Ah, well spoken, old friend. We're a pair of Abishai, on leave from our current assignment in Bator. I am Tegarin, the thrice named, so named for my ability to find the best in every situation. This is Ateo Green, who has earned himself no special name, though not for lack of trying.
Lack of trying? What do you mean? Ateo Green ignores you as is a response to its companion.
And once again, Tegarin, you have cut straight to the truth of the matter. Though perhaps it is best not to have earned this sort of notice, one bearing the name Thrice them must surely have incurred.
I have some other questions. Morty whispers to you.
Boss, I don't like this. They're not supposed to be here. The bulwark hasn't kicked the Celestials' asses bad enough that any fiend can go on for woe. They want something. Tread carefully. In the meantime,
Tegarin continues to respond to its companion.
In its turn,
Tegarin ignores you as it replies to his comrade.
Once again, I maintain that any notice is better than no notice at all. The Abishai turns back to you. Old friend, does this answer your question as is our identities?
I suppose it has to. I have other questions.
Some questions, perhaps we have answers. We are certainly eager to aid you, old friend.
What are you doing?
What are we doing? Why is it not perfectly clear, old friend? We're on the leave from our beloved assignment, taking for ourselves some much needed rest and perhaps inducing some additional recruitment for our glorious cause. Our superiors fully support our presence, to be sure. In a more immediate sense, we're taking our entertainment in this delightful establishment, and of course we're celebrating the return of our old friend. However, the stench of the breezes, which occasionally waft the scent of goodness in this odor, debasses us somewhat, leaving us physically, mentally, and spiritually weaker. Fortunately, the air in this ward of the city carries a delicious tang of pain and supplication. Wouldn't you agree?
Again, the field smiles broadly at you. Tell me about fiends.
We see it. There are two kinds of fiends. Those who are correct and those who are not. Our side, that of Baatezu, is correct. The other side, that of the curse-hated, chaotic Tanari, is incorrect and must be exterminated. We hold the Tanari directly responsible for the Blood War. Were it not for them, we could have settled the war plains in peace and wouldn't have all the bother of fighting this wretched war. Nor would the unfortunate spew lovers into other planes be such a cause for concern among the namby-pambing do-gooders. The Tanari are directly to blame for the multiverse's sad state of affairs.
That's not really what I was asking. I wanted to know the differentiates you. What differentiates you from them? The feet pauses for a moment and then brightens.
Yes, you see, we represent law and order. Those who break the law must be punished. If we have no law, we have only anarchy. And surely you can see that anarchy has done what anarchy has done for the abyss. It has spawned horrors beyond imagining. Any excesses the Batezu state may have indulged in are simply to counter the rising tide of chaos represented by the Tanari. We mean no harm to anyone. We just prefer to understand where the boundaries are.
I see. Do you know of a collector named Farod?
Farod? I have heard the name. Is he not a sage of some sort? A necromancer? Or is he a diviner of rubbish? I have heard of him, friend, but do not have the pleasure of his company. Perhaps one of the other patrons here can help you.
I'm looking for a journal.
I keep no journals, friend, and I counsel that you should not either. Ask my dear comrade, Tegarin, why, and you shall receive enlightenment.
Very well, Tegarin. Why should I not keep a journal?
Because, friend, it is easy to make the mistake of committing a true word to posterity, and easier still for someone you once trusted. And here you shoots a glance full of venom
at Teogrin.
To find that word and use it against you. Indeed, it can even lead to action tantamount to discretion. Living or losing a journal can cost your very existence.
I see.
Boss, I'm more sure that ever these Berks ain't on the up and up. Sounds to me like they deserted, like they've been looking for some angle that will elevate their status in Bator. You don't want to be talking them, boss. You don't know the game they're playing, and you could get burned, literally.
Alright, Morte. I'm done with them.
All right.
Sikyo, just a big rat high, what do you mean? Do you think any of the powers live finds it important? What has that to do with Seagull? There is a place humans feel important, we're insignificant in the grand scheme, we're rats. No, you're a rat. The planes let you be as big as you want, obviously you don't want to be. I don't know why I bother talking to you. Neither do I. This is a woman with a far-off cast to her face. She's not exactly young, nor is she exactly old. Perhaps it's the expression of slight disbelief that's etched across the features. The expression says that she doesn't believe her senses. When she focuses on you, she speaks sharply, but not angrily.
Do you need something?
Who are you?
I'm Kiaros Thorntongue. I'm here with my cousin, because my uncle doesn't want me wandering the hive on my own. He doesn't seem to think I'm competent on my own. He might be right. I don't know this city or this plane very well. I'm not from here. I'm from the Prime.
The Prime, what's that? She cocks her head and looks at you oddly. The Prime Material Plane! The place where the belief the outer planes are shaped of is born. The place where the belief the outer planes are shaped of is born. The world, stars, moons, and go forth, belief and reality. I sure hope you know what the Prime is, because it's an essential part of planar knowledge. I knew that. I'm looking for a journal. Sorry, I'm new in the town, and I can assure you, I haven't seen anything that I recognize as a journal. Though I'm told that something that appears to be a person could and actually be the journal for some other creature. I'm still trying to get my head around the philosophy here. It's a little overwhelming, but they say if you stick with it, it becomes much easier. That's a relief. I'd like to get some answers from you. I'm looking for a collector by the name of Far Out. Have you heard of him? A collector? I don't believe I've heard of the term. She pauses, thinking. Is that the one of the howlers of the dead? The poor folk who collect the hive's innumerable victims for money? Yes. From what I understand, they mostly congregate in the areas of the hive that are farther from the mortuary, where there is more life and more violence. Your best bet might be to concentrate your search away from the house of the dead. I might just do that, but first I'd like to ask you more. What can you tell me about this place? No, who is the burning in the entry? No, what was that you had your friend were saying about Sigil? He is not my friend, he is my cousin. He was just telling me that this isn't the center of the multiverse, despite it being located smack in the middle of the Outlands, despite it being the focal point of portals from all over the cosmos. There isn't no place with more, despite all the quarreling of the gods do over it. Despite the sheer variety and concentration of power that accumulates here, there is no place like this in the cosmos, and he's telling me it's not special? Ha! That's an interesting perspective. Perhaps you both have an element of truth. Perhaps you're correct, but I find that such relativism is often beyond me. Either the place is important, or it is not. Paradox may fuel the planes, but there must be sense for it somehow. Not necessarily, but I haven't had time to argue this right now. Instead, I'd like to ask more. I'm done. This is a slightly balding man with a cynical cast to his face. He speaks in a staccato voice, rapping out each word distinctly and clearly. Staccato, what's that? Staccato is a musical articulation where notes are played short and separated by silence, indicated by a dot above or below the note. Can also describe sounds of speech that is abrupt, quick, and disconnected. Okay then. Who are you?
I am Cillian Iron Toes. Before you ask, I got the name because my idiot brother dropped a 50-pound stone on my feet and crushed my toes. Now I have iron toes. Alright?
Alright, I suppose. I'm looking for a journal.
I haven't seen one. At least not one that stuck out in my mind. If it wasn't valuable, try the trash mounts out on the opposite side of the hive. I sympathize with your plight. Journals are the very essence of identity. They keep us aware of our past and help us plot our future paths. I always keep a journal myself, and I find I am a better person because of it.
He says this last with self-satisfied relish. You're not kidding. I'm looking for a collector named Farod.
A collector? Isn't that one of these nasty dead howlers? I don't associate with that type. This isn't my ward, really. So no, I've never heard of him.
What is your ward?
I live in the ladies' ward with my uncle. It's generally a better class of person there, if I may so myself. None of the riffraff that you see floating around here so much. No, I'd say that coming to this area is definitely slumming. I can say that I enjoy it, but then I'm told one should experience a wide variety of life's offerings. I'm just about done with this one.
Ladies were there? Very well. What can you tell me about this place? No. Who is that burning man? No. What was that you and your friend was saying about Seagull?
Ah, my cousin, he stresses that the word as if to emphasize that he has no choice in his acquaintance. Has recently come here from her backwater prime world. My uncle, a renowned wizard, brought her here to expand her horizons. She labors under the delusion that this is the center of the multiverse, and she thinks it's somehow important. Since I've lived here my whole life, I know otherwise. It's a place that powers and Planeborn overlook, just as humans overlook the squirrels in the city parks. It's not important, and the sooner humans come to realize they're not important, the better off they'll be.
Really? I have to hear her justifications for this. In the meantime, can you answer? Good day.
I'm gone.
What about these mercy killer fellas right there?
Done.
An armored behemoth, this man is huge. He also seems to have a very keen eye. It misses nothing that transpires around him. It also seems that he has no interest in speaking to you. I'd like to ask you some questions. The man stares at you as if you were some form of bug. He stares at you, blinking slowly. He turns his head, then dismissing you without speaking a word. Hello? You hear a subterranean rumble beginning deep in the man's chest. He lightly strokes his weapon and stares at you with renewed interest. I don't have a choice to not attack him, so I guess if that's the way he wants. Ah, that's not an attacking choice. Okay, cool. Ah, yeah. You see a grizzled burly man in spiked armor. He eyes you coolly and slowly up and down, evaluating you. He pauses for a time on your face, almost as if the logs his memory somehow. He sighs, then says, "Can I help you with something, friend?" Who are you? Me, I'm Turner. What's with the outfit? It's a uniform of a kind. We're the Red Dead Mercy Killers. We're the justice folks. Someone commits a crime, we bring him to justice. We right wrongs too. You want to know more, go talk to one of the recruiters. Fair enough. Did you recognize me? I thought I did, but those pictures are centuries out of date, and they suspect to be dead by now. Course, there are the planes and stranger things have happened. Still, if you're the fella I'm thinking of, it looks like you've served your sentence by means of pain. What can you tell me about this person you're talking about? 'Twas a particularly brutal criminal from what I understand. This was of course centuries ago. Immense strength, they said, and enough anger to tear the head from a barrier. Not a thought to be messing with. Word is he got himself surrounded by a Red Dead patrol, escaped through a portal, and hasn't been seen since. He frowned, studying you. They have pictures of him. Take away some of the scars and you might be related to him. Probably not him though. Sounds like a nasty fella. Who are your friends here? They're Caleb and Elsidon. Caleb's the new meat, a new recruit. Elsidon's the muscle. I'm the brains. A recruit? Is that why you're all dressed the same? It's a uniform of a kind. We're the Red Dead. Fair enough. What are you doing here? Waiting for a criminal. This will be a eager Caleb's first arrest, if the Burke we're waiting for ever shows up. What are you, some kind of police force? Is that what your armor is, a uniform? Uh-huh, fair enough. I'm looking for a journal, have you seen one? I see far too much on the mean streets of Sigil, friend. Lest this journal was something spectacular, chances are good I ain't seen it. Very well. Have you ever heard of a collector by the name of Farod? You're looking for him, eh? From the tone of your voice, I'm betting it won't be for a quick drink down at the Wokan Tavern either. See, I know for all the vote. He is a slippery one, he is. And it'll be a time before we can pin something on him. Problem is, only a fanatic like Vileward Scrag the guy without even a shred of proof. That's all a long way of saying I don't know where the sword is, but you ought to know he's a suspect, and won't do you any good to be seen with him. Thanks for the advice. Tell me more of this place. This is the smoldering corpse. Chinese, this is place for portals and such, but that's true of most anywhere in Sego. Good cheap drinks, and if you don't mind the company of bubbers and fiends, it ain't bad place to be. You want to know more about this place? Talk to the bartender or something. Farewell.
All right. I'm gone.
Mochai. Is this the place I had to take care of for the bartender? The metal table is scarred with talons, knives, teeth, and marks of innumerable tavern brawls. Like the air around it, it is warm to the touch. The red hot pipes remind you of torture devices. Apparently they emit steam. Mochai. You cannot initiate the Mochai, is busy. Really now? Ah! He's busy with me. You see a female dustman. As you near her, she calls you out to... you, over here. Hey, Cutter. Buy a lady a drink? Who are you? Me? I'm Mochai. I just like to drink here and She loses her chain of thought momentarily. I'm just a person, you know. What is this place? Smoldering Corpse Tavern, can't you read? You're more bub than I am. Tell me about the other patrons here. Don't know. They're just people. I don't deal much with people, unless they're buying me a drink. She looks at you hopefully. Who's the burning corpse? He's not a corpse, he's some crazy wizard. Ask around, they'll tell you. I cannot offer her a drink anymore. Who are you? What is this place? Tell me about the patrons. Huh. I thought this was the woman I had to deal with, but maybe there's something else on the bottom. No, this is it. Huh. Yo, barman! Who did I need to take care for you? Wasn't it that woman? Uh, 500 for my eye. I don't have that much. Who are you? What is this place? Who is the corpse? Can you give me the patrons? Earning some free bub? Yes. There's a bubber over against the far wall hanging about in the shadows who has been trying to work up the courage to slip out without covering her tap. I want you to make sure she don't do that. You do it, you get a free bub here for life. How am I supposed to do that? She doesn't want to drink anymore. Do I need to beat her up or something?
Done.
She doesn't seem... Uh-huh. Berkey says it's time for you to settle your tap. Pay up. She jumps a little and her nervous tension becomes full-fledged anxiety. What are you going to do? Ask you to pay up now. I can't afford it. Can you spot me just 10%? I'll give it to him and he knows I'll pay all the rest. I don't think so, I'm not a charity. Can you think of another way to pay him? Another way to pay? Ha! You could always kill me. Distract her. I could, but I'd rather find another solution. She looks at you for a moment longer, swaying where she stands, and then says, alright, did you want something else? Pay up. Poison her drink. Bro. I could either pay up for her or kill her or poison her. What the fuck? I'll just lend you the money. Now go pay up. 100 copper? No fucking way, that's a what? She pockets your jink? I thought it was like 10 or something. Glances briefly towards the door, almost as if she's weighing her chances of dashing out. Sighs heavily as she realizes there's no chance and begins to walk glumly towards the bar. My thanks, I suppose. Don't mention it and don't even think about heading for the door until we've paid up. I'm looking at you. That's 100 copper, my good lady. You're not getting away with it. Morty doesn't seem to be healing. Only me. I wonder if I could also rest in the bar. I think not. Here's some money. I'll bring you more back later. You'd better. I'll send him. It's not enough? Bro. You won't be having trouble with the Mochai again. Yeah, at least 1k experience though. Then friend, you have full bar privileges for free. Anything you want, anytime. That must have been a pretty big tab she ran up. You don't know the half of it. You want a drink now? Set me up. Let's get the most expensive drink. Oh, information though. No, you already gave me all that information. Give me a whiskey. He places a shot of some steaming substance that looks like boiling urine in front of you. The fumes that waft your way, however, are exquisitely tempting. The taste, though nearly unbearably hot, is as smoky as the scent that feel of the liquor burning its way to your gut is nearly painful, yet even the pain is sweet. The barkeep's eyes widen. Still standing? Most folks can't even make it halfway through the first shot. I've got a tolerance. I feel fine. I've got a good tolerance. I guess that's gonna be it with this guy. Does this door go towards the outside? Or is this the kitchen or something? The once functional door is now nailed shut and barred on the inside to protect against thieves. Okay. It seems we're done with this bar. That was a lot of NPCs here. Holy moly. Now, one thing we're gonna do is return back. Oh no, it's the Black Abishai attacking me with the thugs. He actually was hitting pretty hard. Let's see if we can try to take them out with the wizard.
Zerthamon told Gith that there cannot be two skies. In the wake of his words, came war.
I will improve my strength here. Can you fear this guy? Save.
Zerths are those that know the words of Zerthamon. Protect against the
Morty taking big damage, run Morty.
whether to the body or to the spirit.
You just get out of the fight. I'll try to take them with the rest.
Enduring, grow strong. I hear your words.
Run Morty, run!
I shall serve. Balance in all things. It is
Focusing the Abishai now.
What's the word? She good as done.
They be chasing hard. Man, the Abishai is melting me. Oh shit. We gotta skip those guys. Let's see if this mage guy can do some damage alone with his sword on the attacks. HP, 6.
I hear your words.
10 damage, nice man. Maybe I don't want to chase them.
I'm gone.
This gate looks like it leads to the mortuary area. Okay. Here, I needed to deliver something. There was a guy here. Ban the sender, maybe? Was it? No. You've seen Ban the sender approach? Were you successful in finding Craddock? Not yet. Maybe I can see my journal. Find a way to help Ingress. Mad woman. She was raving about the doors and keys. She said when she was a young girl, trying to see if I can find an experienced planeswalker. Wait, someone told me there was a planeswalker in the bar though. I don't remember talking to such a person. Help save Tyve to get her revenge at the starved dogs. I did kill some starved dogs. Find the source of Pharaoh's bodies for a more. Quentin, save Ty. Maybe she is the quest I'm thinking about. I found the starved dogs barking and penned 3 of them in the dead book.
Updated my journal.
The powers be not blind in their justice this day. This woman reaches into her spider-like hair and drones for the copper earring. Here we are. A pretty bit it should fetch. This worth 33 coppers at least. I'm sure it belonged to one of my sisters, but she won't be needing it anymore. Farewell.
I'm gone.
Also, someone wanted the rat tails. Maybe someone in here?
All right.
Mortai. Sign a contract? No. Can you tell me about some of the patrons? No. Have you seen a journal recently? I'm searching for a man named... No, Rog. Sere? No? Honestly, the guy that told me that was the post guy outside with a sign advertising for the rat tails. Vermin of disease control. Those hive citizens employ the most horrible and jealous government. Inquire forthwith the office of vermin and disease control. Bounty is paid. Copper given for each of the rat tail. Office several streets south and west of Mortuary Gate to War Hive. Ask for official inspector and change. Oh, okay. So it's not here.
Maybe I can get a dusty.
like.
What is it?
I will then go back to the bar we just came from. See if I'm missing someone that is a planeswalker.
I'm hurt.
Bro, I'm stuck into auto attacks. What?
To pass.
Dude, how this guy attacks so much?
I'm sick of dragging your corpse back here with my teeth.
Disgusting.
All right.
Guess I'll go on from the other side then.
Disgusting!
So another running tongue we found.
Damn it.
Come see the burning man. Damn, damn.
You, sir, come on in.
Done.
Where is this? Kandrian, I didn't speak to this guy, I think. You see a soft-looking man with gentle, far-staring eyes. He dressed in supple leather clothing and carries various implements of use and destruction about his body, such as ropes, spikes, tinder boxes, and empty vials of air. He looks half gone, literally. There is an unsubstantiality to his existence, as if his essence had been partially leached away. He focuses those eyes on you, and suddenly you find them gripping and determined. Greetings to you, old seeker. Oh, misclick. I met a woman named Ingress with very bad teeth. She said she had come through a portal from some road that was opened by a tune hum near two crossed trees. Can you get her home? He pauses briefly, thinking. I know the portal of which you speak, though I have not traveled in these 30 years gone. I will take her home, seeker. Go tell her to await my arrival. Then meet me back here, and I will tell you if I was successful or not.
Updated my journal.
Who are you? I am Kandrian, Illborn, Traveler, Dreamer, Tail Spinner, and so forth. You're a traveler, tell me of the plains. I'm tired, Seeker, so tired. I'm fresh back from negation. I will answer what I can for you, but I cannot promise that you will find satisfaction in the answers I give. What would you know? What would you hear of the outer planes, the prime material, or the inner planes? What's the difference? The difference is true essence, Seeker. The inner planes are matter, substance, true physicality. They are the building blocks of the multiverse, for it is from them that all belief in the element springs. The inner planes filter through the ethereal plane, and the plane of potential, some say, which forms the elements into the world of mortals. Once past the ethereal plane, one reaches the prime material, where exists all manner of mortals and monsters and myths and machines. It is there that belief is born, and there that the spirits that create the outer planes are born. When mortals die, they pass through the astral plane, and no place that is thought and mental energy itself. It is in all things and in none. It is a paradox among other things, and it filters spirits into the great ring. Do you comprehend so far? I'm not sure. The inner planes are substance. They create matter. They lead to the prime material plane, which is life and death and the birth of thought. The prime leads to the outer planes, which are beliefs made solid, where thoughts are given form. Is that easier for you? Huh. So the outer plane is like imagination, magic, beliefs. And the inner plane is matter, like solid stone or something like that. I still don't understand. Unfortunately, I have explained it as best I can. Remember this though, the place you stand is not true matter, but is created by the force of beliefs all across the prime and the outer planes. It can be changed by belief and is subject to alteration. It is mutable and changeable with the power of mind alone. Very well. Tell me of the inner planes. His size of this reminded him of his bone deep weariness. Think of the inner planes as a globe. On the top pole, you have the positive material plane. On the bottom, you have the negative material. He pauses. Remind me to tell you of the negative. His eyes turn inward to some more primitive horror, private horror. From the interaction between the two springs, all of the urge for existence and non-existence, dead and life, actuality and nothing, from them spring the basic elemental planes like fire, water, air and earth. The para-elemental planes that lie between the four basic elements, and the quasi-elemental planes that come from the interaction of the four elements with the positive and negative. Tell me of the negative material. His eyes cloud over. I went to the inner planes to discover my true essence. I made the mistake of visiting the negative material plane in order to understand my body's urge to decay and the cycle of death in life. I thought myself protected against the ill effects of the plane with my magic, but I was wrong. The blackness of infinite nothing pressed on my soul, and I was beset by shadows that sought to snuff out my very soul. I lost my way for a time, for an eternity, and nearly lost my existence. I could feel my essence falling away from me, and am now half gone. Never will I return. How did you survive?
My journal.
How did I survive? He smiles tightly. With a piece of nothing that held back the nothing. Nothing can stop nothing, you know, and so I carried nothing in my hand to protect me. Do you plan to journey to the ultimate negation yourself? You have the smell of desperation about you, and so I make you this gift. Hold it in your hand when the shadows press in, and it should protect you and your friends somewhat. Should they remain close to you? He passes you a small black token that looks as if it has no dimensionality to it at all. Thanks. Tell me more. The prime material. You want to know the prime? Visit it. The boundless worlds of that plane have an infinite variety, as do the planes, but I cannot encapsulate them as I have here. Suffice to say they're the birth of the outer planes, the children of the inner, and they hold limitless potential within their boundaries. Tell me of the other planes. Now the other planes, where should I start? Do you know the cardinal rules of the planes on which all other are based? Do you know about the compositions of the other planes? Do you know of the great ring and its divisions in our hearts? Do you know of the individual planes? Each of them leads to the next, and so it is best to start from the beginning. Tell me of the composition of the planes. Whoo! The outer planes are created of and by belief and thought and faith. They take their imagined form from the prime material plane, shaped into form that stagger the imagination. Built by the accumulation of belief, belief creates the planes. Belief is power here. Change belief and you can change the nature of reality. The creatures that are born here, the plane-born, like the fiends and celestial, are truly born of the thoughts and concepts of mortals. They each express some sort of ideal, and the more powerful the ideal, the more powerful the being. Thus, the being that symbolizes love is one of the strongest of all. So, angels and demons are made by the beliefs of the people from the material plane. Our world, prime material. Go on. That's why the powers, gods, some call them, live out here. This is where all the fate in them comes. This is where they're most pure and most strong. The realms are extensions of their very beings, manifestations of their godly essence. All of it informed by belief. So the composition of the planes is belief. Tell me of the Great Ring now. Among the loose unity of plane walkers, we conceive of the infinite outer plane as a ring surrounding the plane of ultimate neutrality. The Outlands. The spire atop which Sigil sits is the center of the Outlands. The further one travels away from the spire, the less neutral the plane grows, until it splits into the neighboring planes. Each of these planes impinges on the Outlands, spinning themselves into law and chaos, good and evil. The Great Road marks the demarcation between the Outlands and the gate towns that spring up around the gates to these plains. Beyond the gate towns lie the hinterlands, uncharted territory that is lost to history, that loses thought. Danger lies in the hinterlands. So, this is the Outlands. Sigil, where we are at the moment, sits on top of the spire. But we're on the top, so we're the most neutral. The things that go down the spire are less neutral. And because if they're less neutral, they become more war or chaos, good and evil. So this is the most neutral city when it comes to the neutrality chart. Okay. The other planes differ by morality, not substance. For you, we'll divide the planes into 3 sets. The upper planes of good, the lower planes of evil, and the boundary planes of neutrality. These are then divided further by law and chaos, with the Outlands in the middle. Which of these interest you? Let's start with the neutral, the boundary planes. There are 2 boundary planes to my mind, and they're diametrically opposed. One of them, Mechanus, is the very essence of law, a place where beliefs fit together, interlocking, turning in a massive machine that is the entire plane. Some folks have it that the gears of Mechanus are the engine that drives the planes. The other plane is Limbo, a swirling morass of chaos that follows no rule, none, and just when a body thinks he's classified its behavior, it goes and changes onto him. Or it doesn't. You just can't tell. I was in Limbo not too long ago. Tell me of your journey. He closes his eyes, remembering. I had a Gitzerai guide with me, and an Anarch who could shape the illogical matter of the plane into forms of his desire. We had thought of the harrying of the Sladi, the chaos creature who called that plane home. It seemed there were more than usual, but then one can never tell what's usual in Limbo. But I disagree. In the midst of all this chaos, we came across a series of huge metal interlocking cubes, like some sort of puzzle box. It wasn't something we had shaped, consciously or not, and we couldn't find a way inside. It was like a bastion of order within the confines of disorder, a seed of law. That is the best I can explain it.
Updated my journal.
Sheesh. I think this guy is describing the... Because we have neutral, lawful neutral, and neutral evil. Neutral good, neutral evil. I think that's what he's describing. Literally the lawful good chart, but into planes. Tell me about the upper planes. Of the upper planes, there are neutral planes and lawful planes and the chaotic planes. What would you know? The lawful planes. Canandrian gives a small shudder. I'm not the best person to speak of the planes of law. For the innate structure and the ultimate patterns they impose frighten me. I steer clear of them because I value my individuality more than I value the knowledge they'll bring me. They include the regimented Arcadia, nearest of the good planes, to the unbending order of Mercanus and the Mount Celestia, home of the Archons, and the Island in the Silver Sea. Tell me of the rest of the upper planes. The chaotic planes. There are where I feel at home, though I steer clear of Isgard. For the most part, the endless battles and the tests of metal among the floating earthbergs of the plain don't do much for my disposition. Arboredo, he sighs. The mountains are taller and the air clearer, the rivers purer, and the game larger than anywhere else. It is a true paradise, a place where passions run high and the wine never ceases to flow. When I have recovered enough of my wits and myself, when we have done with the outer planes, you should ask me of the inner, and I will describe my journey to you. I will return to Arborea's bowers and glades and lose myself for a time. Whew, the neutral planes. The neutral upper planes contain the Beastlands, a place of neutrality and goodness with a slight tinge of chaos, where the animals rule in the eternal noon and night. They hold Bytopia, twin paradise of industry and labor, where all work toward the good of all, and Elysium, the sweetest plane of goodness and calm I have ever come across. Alas, right now I am not well enough to enjoy any of their restorative effects. What would you hear of now? So from what I know, Elysium was heaven. But he says that heaven is in the lawful neutral place. I mean the neutral good. I know. Then there must be some like big chart on the internet describing all this. We gotta see it tomorrow potentially. On stream. How these planes connect with the Wolfo chart. So we're on the outer planes, individual planes, the outlands. The outlands are absolute neutrality. Probably the best place for a body to visit in the other place outside of Sigil if you don't want to have a plain morality forced into your heart. Everything balances out in the outlands, as it should be, for the plane that sits at the center of the outer planes. Power's realms are scattered about here, and there are a handful of gate towns that open into the rest of the outer planes. The gate towns usually mirror the philosophy of the plane their gates opens to. And if the balance of beliefs isn't kept in the town slips into the nearby plane. It's a bad situation for everyone, because few of the folks in the towns really want that change. But enough of the outlands. What more would you know? Let's go back a few steps. We're done with the planes. I'm looking for a journal I lost. I've seen no journals lately, but for my own, and that has crumpled away into nothingness. Do you know the collector name Farod? Farod grew up to be a collector? How long ago was this? When I said out last, He was but an officious stripling in one of the upper wards. Hey, time does change some people. No, Seeker, I don't know for road anymore. I'm willing to bet. Very well. So, who was the woman that... I think it was in the first zone that we were helping for, to find this guy for the trees. Mad Woman Ingress. Uh-huh. She must have been somewhere in the middle upper part.
Done.
This demon's still hunting me around. Maybe if I rest, things would go back to normal.
All right.
Let's see, we're looking for Ingress.
Looks like the Dusty's lost one of the deaders. Maybe I can cut it.
Oh, I think it was a woman that was running around. Yeah, there she is. She started running from the top corner. You see Ingress, she has huddled inside her cloak on dirty rags, her teeth chattering. Greetings. Ingress, I found someone who can take you back to your home plane. Ingress falls silent. I want to go, I want to leave this place. His name is Kandrian. He should be along shortly to help you. Trust him, alright? Ingress says nothing, merely nods quietly, her teeth chattering inside her mouth. I'll go back and meet Kandrian at the smoldering corpse bar and make sure everything turned out alright. Be strong, Ingress.
Updated my journal.
Damn. That portal is normal. Back to the bar again. Making progress in this game by exporting everything has been pretty slow, I'll tell you that. Hey. Where do you think you're going? But to be fair, we did almost fully export 2 of the zones, supposedly. Three with the mortuary, but I haven't fully exported. I feel like I should maybe get a little bit more levels before I return there.
I'm gone.
Maybe 1 or 2 more, because they had 2 times 2 big skeletal warders.
Updated my journal.
Okay, gain an item. Wait, did that work? So I have the negativity token. Ward against shadows. Hold shadow creatures temporary. This is a negative token, a flat black disc that appears to have no substance to it at all. Turning it over reveals that it has no third dimension. There is no thickness to this item at all. It gives you some command over creature of shadow. You can command them to stand still for a few precious seconds. The more powerful the shadow, the less likely it will obey your command. As an added benefit, as long as this token is carried by any of your party members, it acts as a ward against shadows. It will not prevent shadows from attacking your group, but the shadows will find it more difficult to harm them while this token is carried. That sounds very useful, damn. I'll put it in my ring section. And did he give me something else? Ingress's teeth. Oh shit. This is a handful of Ingress's living teeth. Apparently they didn't want to go with her back through the portal to her home plane. They rattled amongst themselves whenever they held close together. They remind you of a bunch of creepy ivory hopping bugs. To change the teeth to a different type, select use. The teeth may gain new options and abilities as Morty goes up in levels. So she had fake teeth, and this is a Morty item?
Hey, come on.
Bro, what?
Hey.
So he goes from 1-3 piercing to 1-6 crushing. Fists proficiency.
Hey.
Use. You examine Ingress's teeth, you can shake their resemblance to ivory bugs. They're looking at you expectantly, awaiting some command. I want you to do piercing damage. The teeth I won't get in sharp fangs. Ha! That's cool. Alright.
All right.
Morty, you're almost done though. Oh, I could rest in the end. That's nice. He recovered just a little bit of HP.
Endure. In enduring, grow strong.
He did get his spells back at least. Alright then.
I'm gone. Done.
Mortaga.
What's up? Sure, why not?
Morty already hit pretty hard, and he's now doing double damage supposedly. Damn.
Sure, why not?
He's pretty fast, that's what he's so good about.
He's on the spit. You'll love it. You, sir, come on in.
Bro, it stucks everywhere. One good thing about this zone is it doesn't seem to go anywhere else. Oh, these thugs are actually coming.
See that?
Besides upwards, which makes it... Wow, our guy took 13 damage? That's not normal. What's the AC situation? AC 10, AC 2. But this game of war AC is better usually, right?
You see that? Damn it. What?
Right.
Okay.
AD&D. What does that AD&D mean? Hey.
I'm gone.
Okay. Alley of Dangerous Angles. This is where I think I'm gonna go find for northwestern portion of the... I'm actually gonna go nowhere for all this. I wanna go northwest. Advanced D&D rules. I see. Baldur's Gate 1, yeah. Taco. Black Abishai. Last time I talked to this, they weren't very... Yeah, I'm not gonna provoke this one. Porphyron. Every inch of this man's skin is covered in a web of black lines. It is some sort of artist chose to accentuate every crease in his flesh with a quill pen. The overall effect is such that even when his face shows no expression, he appears to be frowning. Greetings. This one has a name. This one is called Perfiron. The man's voice is like a gong as he speaks. The lines on his face bend and settle into a series of spherical patterns. This one would know. Why do you address this one? I wanted to ask you some questions. This one would have you know. This one cannot answer your questions. The lines on his face twist into angles, then split into a mess of scribbles. This one has only recently stepped foot into this place of woes. Alright then. But I have to ask you, why do these lines upon your face move? The lines show anger. Do you take offense? The lines slowly straighten, forming into gentle curves. No offense was meant. We accept the many apologies of this one. Why are you angry? No offense taken. This one tells a very even recent. Did you know this one was beset by three? The three demanded an item of this one. This one feared an attack. What does this one do? This one surrendered the item? Well, you were right to be afraid. If there were three, then they might have killed you, had not you given up the item. This one has been misunderstood. The lines on his face become angled, then smooth into curves again. This one did not fear being killed. This one feared killing the tree. Well, if you could have killed them, why did you let them rob you? This one walks the path of a warrior. Many weapons have walked with this one. the fist, the blade, the stave, the hatchet, the smiter. These tools are known to this one. That's not much of an explanation again. If you're a warrior with that much strength, why let them rob you? This one is forbidden to attack. The lines ripple across the face as he speaks. If this one has struck at the tree in anger, the vow of non-violence would be unmade. Vow of non-violence? You're a warrior and a pacifist. This one is unfamiliar with your speech. What is this? Pacifist? Never mind. Why did you train so much if you are not permitted to attack another? This one is of the Order of Erit Ag. We await the final days where all will be called to battle. The training and skills of this one, they are want to be kept silent until then. In the meantime, you will let yourself be robbed in the street without defending yourself? This one will clarify. The item is of valor. The discipline of Erit Age is of greater valor. Since you won't fight, any chance you could talk these thieves into returning your item? This one addresses the 3 thieves. What happens? The requests of this one are met with scorn. The 3 will not return the item. I could beat them like dogs. I could go get the item back for you. I could go see if I could get the item back for you. This one must ask, would you bring violence to the 3 that have robbed this one? What if they aren't smart enough to hand it over when I ask? Things could get ugly. The lines on the man's face form into a series of overlapping ellipses. If that is the message they understand, then this is how the message may be conveyed. Alright then. What is this item you've lost? The item is this. A robe of black and red prayer beads worn around the neck. The worth of these beads is not measured in copper. The worth of these beads is measured in faith. Alright then. I'll see if I can find this necklace. Do you know where these 3 thugs might be? This one knows where the angry words were trapped and the item was. By the bar that burns inside. The 3 were outside the place, dressed in black and red. 3 robbers dressed in red and black outside the smoldering corpse bar. I'll go find them.
Dated my journal.
Well,
Hey, Cutter! I got a good place for you. Come inside. You'll live longer.
I'm gone.
We got warm beds in here, Cutter. Come on in.
back to the smoldering corpse bar for this one. One good thing is that the running of this game feels pretty nice. It feels much better running and faster than Baldur's Gate 1. But I don't like when others run away from me. Ah, yeah. Okay, 3 thugs outside the bar. You maybe. Greetings. Farewell. He just decides to attack me anyway.
Damn it.
Rock sings true.
What's up, Chief? Sure, why not?
So much for that one.
I'm gone.
Outside the bar.
Come on inside. Come see the burning man. He's on the spit. You'll love it. You, sir, come on in.
What's the word? Sure, why not?
I'm gone.
Is that in my journal? Yeah. He said he had last seen the thugs by a bar that burns. And they were dressed in red and black. Okay. Red and black. These Harwood seems a little bit dressed like that. These 2 hive thugs kind of look like red and black. But that's only one. Ah, he decided to attack me without even saying anything. Son of a gun.
What's up? Good as done.
Done.
Is it the Harwoods? Greetings. God damn it! Those two maybe. The heaviest hitter is swathed in rags, dyed red and black. He looks like he's made almost purely of muscle. He glowers at you as you approach. And how can I help you then, governor? This man's face breaks into a sneer. Looks to me and needs a healer? You one of these, the ones who robbed a monk in the hive. Took his prayer bead necklace. Some salt with lines scrawled over his face. Claimed he could have put us all in the dead book. Yet let us bob him when blind. The man gives a swole, toothless smile. Never heard of such a sort, I haven't. Maybe you'd better give me back his necklace before I put you all in the dead book. I'd be watching where you'd be letting those threats fly, governor. Yet let another slip your tongue, and I'll give you a second smile, Jake. If you think you can take me, come on.
I
Oppa.
hear your words.
Hopefully the Black Abishai is not gonna come
I feel
right in.
stronger.
And these thugs are super weak.
Die. Done.
Then copper battle axe. 1-8 slashing. Prayer bead. His necklace are rare black prayer beads. A web of black lines swirl around at the edges of the prayer beads. As you hold them moving in some strange pattern you cannot decipher. My arm is 1-6. Damage is 1-8. So this axe should be very strong potentially. And if I remember in Baldur's Gate games, the higher the speed, the slower the weapon. Which also is opposite. So we could try this as a mighty warrior. And what are these knives? 1-3 piercing edged. Oh, but I'm not proficient with axes though. Let me level up real quick. Saving throws improve 1 characteristic point gain. 10 hit points gain, 5 hit from con. I'm gonna keep going Constitution for now. Your Constitution surprises that of mortal man. You gain plus 5 hit points per level. Damn. I'm proficient with edged weapons. An axe is not edged. So I guess I will put a dagger. Damn. Is it a one-handed weapon? Jagged knife. Doesn't seem I can hold 2 daggers. Speed was like how many times you hit per turn. Or more like how much of a turn it takes to hit once. Ah, so 7 of a turn. So that means a knife would hit 2 times more often. Even 3 than this axe. So why would you want to use an axe? If it's 1-8 slashing, you can do 3 to 9 slashing with this. I wonder if the weight has to do anything.
All right.
I guess the only positive is that
All right.
an axe has a bigger upper cap for crits to multiply better. I can see no other advantage. Or you could go for like big hit, run, big hit, run type of playstyle as well. Do you have the Necropa beads that I was stolen? I think so. Is this it?
Updated my journal.
This one sees what you hold. Those are the beads one missing. He takes them from you. You notice his hands have the same tracery lines upon them as his face. This one has a question. How did you get the beads from the tree? I killed them and took the beads. This one is content. The message of violence has been conveyed. Violence. This one bestows several welcome thanks. Yes, the pleasure was mine. I have a questions for you though. If you cannot enter combat, how did you get your warrior training? This one clarifies. The arid egg may train with one when there is no anger between them. I see. Could you teach me how to use those weapons? This one could instruct you, yes, but this one warns you. With knowledge of violence come temptation to use it. Okay, I sure hope so. This one speaks. Is it your will to leave behind your previous profession? The path of the warrior cannot be walked with the unfocused mind. I have no profession other than fighting at this moment. I would walk the path of the warrior. I am a warrior. Maybe it's because I'm not a specific class at the moment as my hero. This one will instruct. The lines on his face hold into triangles. These things compromise the angles of your training. Focus, experience, proficiency. Can you explain?
Updated my journal.
This one will speak of focus first. For teaching to take root, you must have focus. You must be committed to the path of the warrior. The warrior is your profession, no other. Understood? I can only be a fighter class if I want to learn about weapons. What is the next angle of training?
Updated my journal.
This one will speak of experience second. True knowledge of combat comes only with experience. There is limit to how much weapon instruction one may absorb. When you reach new level in Art of a Warrior, it may be you are ready for new instruction. Understand, there is a limit to how much I can learn at first, but this limit may increase when I reach a new level. What is the next angle of training? This one will speak of proficiency third. There is only so much one may learn about any weapon. This one would add, there is only so much that this one can teach. Knowledge of these weapons comes at 3 levels. The ignorant, the proficient, and the specialized. There are levels between each of these, in which the student has surprised previous learning, but has not yet truly reached the plateau of the next skill. What are these levels? This level of the ignorant is this. When one does not know the weapon they use, the attack is clumsy, the damage much less than its potential. That sounds like me when I walk at the mortuary slab. Go on, what is the level of the proficient? The level of the proficient is this. When one has learned a weapon, he is said to be proficient in its use. His attacks are no longer clumsy. They come swiftly and surely. And the level of the specialist?
My journal.
The level of the specialist is this. When one goes beyond proficiency, he becomes specialized in use of the weapon. The weapon is no longer a tool, but an extension of the will. Alright. Can you teach me your weapons? This one was trained in hand, the blade, the stave, the hatchet, and the smiter. Of which would you know? Smiter? Smitter. Yeah, I like smiths. I wish to know about hammers. One who would use the hammer, its speed is not that of the club, but its damage is greater. The damage is like the falling of a great rock, crushing the body of an opponent. Do you wish to use a portion of your talent to attain the level of the proficient in this weapon? Yes, I wish to learn to use this weapon.
Updated my journal.
This one will instruct you. First stand like so. This one compliments you. The knowledge comes to you swiftly. You take instruction well. Thank you. I will learn another weapon if you will teach me. This one was trained in the hand. Hammers. Let's go full bashing weapons. I'll go clubs. One who would use the club, its speed is not that of the fist or dagger, but its damage is greater. It crushes the body of the opponent like a falling rock. Do you wish to use a portion of your talent to attain a level? Yes.
Updated my journal.
I can keep going. Axes then. One who will use the axe, its speed is not that of the club, but its damage is greater. It slashes like a great claw at the body of the opponent.
Updated my journal.
Wait, can I just learn all of them or? Oh. This one sees your mind is already filled to the limit with knowledge of weapons. Will you come to me again when you have attained a new level? Then I will teach you of weapons. If you cannot teach me anything more weapons, can you then teach me the ways of the warrior?
My journal.
This one will instruct. The lines of his face fall into the triangles. These things compromise the angles. Focal experience proficiency. I'm already familiar with these comps. What can you tell me of weapons? Uh-huh. I think we're done with anything. With everything. So now, I should be proficient. With 3 extra stuff. Yep. Axe, hammer, club. Well, time to bring back the axe. Now that I'm proficient. This is a club. Damn, what 6 but 4 speed? That's almost half of the axe. It seems the corpse limbing arm sounds like the best weapon at the moment. I'll put the axe as a secondary. And we have some unidentified. There's some other NPCs around here that I could talk to, but we're gonna call it for now here. And save. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, we want to make a, like a main save or something. Like... big save one. Just to have. Why not?
You want a drink? It's gonna cost you, Gunner.
The Patriots is done, my good sir. DM. Nice to hear, man. Hope you understand what's happening with the game soon. Kick. I'm not gonna be raiding anyone. We're just gonna call it.